Aloha, and welcome to Everything Disc Comparison Report, a springboard to a powerful conversation. My name is Sarah Kaliki Nakamura, and I'll be your tour guide through this video. And the goal of this video is to do three things. Number one, introduce an Everything Disc Comparison Report. Number two, share with you how to use one in your next conversation. And number three, to inspire you to have a meaningful work conversation or personal conversation utilizing the Everything Disc Comparison Report. Now, I want to be perfectly clear. While I love this tool and I think it's incredibly valuable to use this report, it is meant to be a springboard to a conversation, not in lieu of a conversation. So I don't want you printing this report, reading it about somebody, and then saying, I know them. I want you to print this report, read about your relationship, and then have a meaningful conversation afterwards. So let's talk about how you do that. Well, first of all, sometimes it can be really difficult to put your finger on exactly what makes a relationship work or not work. And this is true whether you're talking about personal relationships, coworkers, or even a person that you report to. Now, to interact more effectively with others, you sometimes have to bridge the differences in style and preferences and priorities. And the first step is to identify those differences as well as similarities in a non-judgmental setting. And that's what DISC allows us to do. In fact, the Everything DISC Comparison Report was designed to do just that. This report helps you and another person understand your similarities and differences, and it provides you strategies to interacting more effectively with each other. This report can be created for any two people who have participated in an Everything DISC program. And, let's take a look at a sample report right here. So you may have a comparison report in front of you, or you can download a sample of this comparison report. And in this report, we're taking a look at two people, and we're looking at a report that was generated for Alex Bradley and Gracie Lanza. And each person would be provided their own comparison report. And if you have the right one for you if your name is listed on top and bulleted. So we're looking at the comparison report generated specifically for Alex Bradley. On page 2 of your comparison report, there's a quick refresher on the 4 DISC styles. And it introduces the Everything DISC relationship map, right? So that's the map where you see each person's priorities, and it also explains where their dots fall. So the priorities are in the green area, and their dots, as you can see, are in the relationship map. This page just allows you to see a difference of where you sit in terms of the circumflex. Now, pages 4 through 9, we get into deeper information here. In this page, what we're able to see is how you compare on a series of different continua. And you could be matched on daring versus careful, soft-spoken versus forceful, strong-willed versus accommodating, patient versus driven, energetic versus calm, skeptical versus accepting, private versus outgoing, lively versus reserved, and lastly, tactful versus frank. These traits shown on a continua, which are individually plotted in your report. So when you take a look at the pages, it will first tell you the 6 most significant traits that are important for you all to be considered. And some reflect similarities and some reflect differences. You'll see on the right-hand side that your continua, you'll see that your dots are placed right there on the continua, so you can see if it's similar or different. The further apart you are is more different in that area, and the closer together your dots, you see your dots, those would be more similar traits that you have. Each page follows a 3-step process to exploring each other's behaviors. And you'll see that the first step is discover. You'll learn a little bit more about what that continua is about. Number 2 is a step where you get to personalize it. How do you see your behaviors relating to that continua? You can Check off what you think you agree with, cross off what you disagree with. And then here's the secret sauce right there. Number 3 is apply. It will share with you potential roadblocks you could have working with that person, some really cool benefits that you might experience with them, and lastly, tips for working more effectively with the other person. The last page of the profile is all about reflection and dialogue. And this page will guide you through ranking the traits that are most important to you as two people working to create a comfortable and effective relationship. You know, all of these continuas are interesting, but not all of them are critical. So I always say, identify your top 2 criteria or continuas that are really impacting your relationship right now, and develop some sort of commitment or strategy that you will do differently so that you can work even more comfortably or effectively with somebody at home or at work or in your community. So you'll see here, the second most important trait was that they are one is driven. Alex is very driven and Gracie is very patient. And Alex says, I will think twice before I drive all activities forward, and I will consider if patience would actually be more effective in this situation, right? So not always going with their natural behavioral style. This one again provides a summary of the traits of the pairs and an opportunity to rank the importance of each comparison item and give some feedback to record your ideas. So building effective relationships sometimes requires adapting your approach, which means you'll change the way you currently do things. And in some cases, might just be more internal, like your reaction, how you feel about how somebody does things. So sometimes they're just being themselves, and it's an adjustment of how you respond to that. Now, you may have a comparison report in front of you. You were emailed one by your EPIC administrator or somebody in your human resources department. You can also create comparison reports on your own by creating a myeverythingdisc.com account. Now, how do you do that? Myeverythingdisc.com is an online portal that's available to anybody who's taken a Wiley Everything Disc profile. So just go to myeverythingdisc.com and you can start creating an account right there. And if you've created an account, but you forgot the password, or it's giving you some trouble saying there's already an account associated with your profile, just click on having trouble logging in, and it'll allow you to reset your password. Now, after you get into your account or you create your account, you can add your profile, any of your disc profiles, to the system by simply looking at the bottom right-hand corner of the front page of your Everything Disc report. You'll see a little number in there, and you can type that in and your profile will be uploaded there. Once you have your profile uploaded into the system, and the other person that you're working with that you want to create a comparison report has created a myeverythingdisc.com account too, you'll be able to go to My Comparisons, which is a feature in this account, and create all the comparisons report you want for free. That's it, free. And there's other cool things too. You can learn more about your style. You can learn about the energy it takes you to do different things. Totally recommend that you go in and do a myeverythingdisc.com account. So that's it. That's how you do it. Create a comparison report, read about the other person, invite them to sit down and have a conversation, and you are going to see your relationship just blow up in new and powerful ways of synergy and working with each other's strengths. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me at info@think-training.com. Hey, call me at 808-224-6694, or sign up for our Think newsletter at think-training.com/newsletter, and we'll give you more tips and tools there. Hey, have a wonderful day. Thanks again for checking in with us. This is Sarah Kalicki Nakamura. Aloha.